RICOH THETA Z1 360-degree camera using live preview to stream to a Flutter app. This tutorial uses the free thetaf package for Flutter and Dart. The package is available on GitHub as part of the code for this tutorial. It's in the Packages subfolder. Download the project from GitHub. Just focus in on the Packages folder and copy that into a brand new Flutter project. To illustrate how to use a library, we're going to start with a brand new Flutter project. All you've done is copied the Dart package over from the existing project into the new project. The package is reusable in other projects. So in the Flutter template code, delete everything except for the run app and then create a new stateful widget. Call the stateful widget my app. And then this is a much slimmer way to start to delve into the features of this package. To use a package, you're going to have to add it to your pubspec.yaml file. Correct any other errors you may have. It's probably just deleting the const. In pubspec.yaml, go to the dependencies section. The package is called thetaf, so it's thetaf : and then do an indent, and then it's the path because it's a local package, and then it's in subfolder packages/thetaf. Run flutter pub get, and then import the package into the main.dart file. The syntax is import, and then there's a single quote, package, : the name of the package, thetaf, and everything's in thetaf.dart. If you run it with just a stateful widget, it's just going to be a black screen. So we're going to add the material app and the scaffold onto this. So have it return a material app instead of a container. And then within material app, it's home, pass home scaffold. And then within scaffold, you're going to have the body parameter. And let's just put a column there right now. We're going to have a 2-row column for our base mobile app. We're going to divide our application screen into 2 sections vertically, so there will be 2 expanded widgets within the column. Within the children list, just create the first expanded widget. Copy it and then add the second expanded widget. Let's just have it show containers initially. We're going to set up the flex of the 2 expanded widgets as 8:1. So there's a app screen, and the top portion will be the expanded widget of flex 8, and the bottom one will be the expanded widget of flex 2. And then the child is whatever will appear in that section of the screen. The flex is the ratio of how big you want the different portions to be. It should still appear blank because we're not putting anything into the child at this time. In the bottom expanded, which has a flex of 1, so it's going to be 1/9 of the screen, put a row in, and then we're going to put 3 outlined buttons from Flutter in there. So it's row, then the children's a list, and then it's outlined buttons. So the onPressed, we're going to create a blank function first, or callback. And so it's left parentheses, right parentheses, and we're just going to have it blank within the 2 curly brackets initially. We'll set up it as an info to test the connection between the camera and our application. I like to put a button there for testing so that we can just see whether the camera has connection to the application. So the first test will just be info, which is the most simple command you can do with the RICOH THETA. Initially, we'll just print it out to the console, but it will show you quickly how to use the thetaf package to make a command to the camera. The package has base HTTP protocols get and post. The info command is actually a get, so we're going to do thetabase.get and then pass it a string for the name of the thing to get, which is info. Most of the Theta APIs are actually post commands, but this get one is pretty simple. It's to get the info of the camera is a get. So we'll make it async await because it's going over a network connection. We'll hold it into a response, and at this stage we'll just print out the response to the console. So reload it. I'll press that info button in the lower left-hand portion of the application window, and it works. We're getting the info from the camera. Our first API command with the camera. To make it easier to test, especially on a mobile app, if you're not using the editor in debug mode, we're going to put the output of info onto the actual screen of the application in that top portion, which eventually will have our video feed in there, but we'll flip it back and forth between some test queries to the camera, in this case info, and we'll set up a text string called response text, and we'll put it onto the screen on the top portion of our app. So there's the expanded 8 widget, and within there the child, and we'll have that be a text widget for now with the response text. So within the button portion, on the outline button on the on press, so this is the info button. We only have one button right now. We're going to use set state and assign the response text to the response coming from the camera, and it works. We're going to have 3 buttons in that bottom row of our little GUI there. So we're going to set the main axis alignment of the row to space evenly. Syntax being main axis alignment, colon, and then passes this constant space evenly from Flutter. We're going to add 2 more buttons, but before we do that, we're going to create a couple of variables right in the state portion. It's above the build method, below response text. So we create a Boolean variable for show video to see whether we want to show the video or the output of our response from the camera. And then we're going to create a controller, which is a stream controller. And this is how we're going to put the video onto the screen eventually. Because we have this ternary operator show video, we're going to go into the top portion of our app window, which is the one that expanded with Flex 8. We're going to use a ternary operator. The syntax of the ternary operator is a colon, question mark, and a colon. So show video is a Boolean variable. If it's true, the thing after the question mark is what occurs. So if it's show video is true, we're going to want to show the video window. We'll just put a placeholder text there right now initially. And then after the colon is the thing to show if show video is false, which will be the response text. Now copy the first button, which is initially just the info button. We're going to paste it in and then create 2 more buttons. So just to make it a little easier, we'll just copy and paste and then edit the button later with the different child text labels on the button and the different logic that we have in the on-pressed callback. The first button we'll call Start Video. Obviously the logic is a little different. And then the second button will be Stop Video. So delete the logic portions, which would be the response, and also print out the response so it doesn't exist. And then we're going to insert new commands in here. So when you press the button, we'll either stop the video or start the video. We'll start off by just changing the state of the show video Boolean variable. So all it's going to do is flip between the 2 screens. One would be the camera response screen, and the other one will be just this text placeholder screen initially that will show that the video will be shown in the future. So let's click on the buttons to make sure that we at least are changing the state of the top portion of the application window. Once you confirm that, then we can go back into the button to start the video and start building some of the logic code that we will need to display the streaming video. The video information will be stored in the stream controller that we created earlier in this video. That was called controller. Just in case there's actually a stream that is listening to or it's open, we're going to first close the controller and then create a new controller just to be safe. You may not need this, but so we'll assign the the controller to stream controller, instantiate it again, and then the syntax to actually get the preview is preview.getLivePreview, and just pass it to the controller. By setting up the controller and calling getLivePreview, you actually are now getting the video frames into your application. You could use this for testing. It's initially by default set up to just pass you 5 frames for testing, but we're going to increase the value here to about 100 frames just to have a slightly longer test. And we can now see whether the frames are actually getting into the our application. To stop the stream, we have a button to stop the video, and so within that button to stop the video, we'll call preview.stopPreview. This is also from the package thetaf. Now we should be able to start and stop the video stream. It's not being displayed on the screen right now, but we'll do that in the next step. To get the video to the live preview to appear, go to the top portion of the app screen, which is expanded widget, pass it the live preview widget and the controller. Once you've inserted the live preview widget into your application, restart the application and then press the button. Oh, there's a stream. It's working. So you should be able to get the 360 stream in accurate rectangular view at this point. You should also be able to start and stop the stream, and there shouldn't be any stream overruns. I like to test it with some sports videos because there's generally a lot of motion in these YouTube sports videos, and you can see whether the stream is moving or not. If you want to test the live preview stream for a longer period of time, you can pass the number of frames as -1. If it's -1, the stream will attempt to run continuously. Certain API commands that you send to the camera will stop the stream. So in that case, you would need to restart the stream from the API. But I think for the simple test, it'll show you how to get the live preview into your mobile or desktop application, and you're off and running. If you have questions about the RICOH THETA API or about this package that we're building, drop a note in the forum at community.theta360.guide. It's built by Oppkey for RICOH. We're a separate company. This isn't an official RICOH video. Subscribe to the channel for more updates on using the amazing RICOH THETA camera for your next development project.